Did you know that the Joker originally had a different storyline and ending compared to what we've seen in cinemas? One of the canceled storylines shows that we could have seen Batman die. This makes the storyline darker than what we've seen across different productions. What was the original storyline? Why did things change? Throughout the movie, we witness the backstory of the infamous Joker, Arthur Fleck, as he transforms from a regular street clown with mental illness into an unexpected leader of a rebellion against the rich folks of Gotham City. The movie portrays Arthur as a sad character who never got the love or support he needed. Not from his mom, not from his neighbors, and definitely not from society. As the tension in the movie builds, we see angry citizens of Gotham wearing Joker masks, causing chaos in the streets. In all this chaos, a rioter ends up killing Thomas and Martha Wayne, setting the stage for their son, Bruce Wayne, to become Batman eventually. The twist here? It suggests that Joker played a role in creating Batman, flipping the usual story where Batman influences Joker's path. But then, the movie throws another twist. Everything might be a tale Arthur tells a psychiatrist while locked up in a mental asylum. Why? The movie wraps up with a chilling scene where Arthur, having killed the psychiatrist, hinted by bloody footprints, is chased around the asylum. This leaves us wondering, is this really how the Joker came to be? Or is it just another wild story cooked up in Arthur's troubled mind? This ending would have been totally different in an alternative storyline for what the movie could have been about. For example, the producers have made it clear that we could have seen a completely different origin. In Todd Phillips's film Joker, we see the troubled life of Arthur Fleck, who becomes the infamous Joker. Yet, the film cleverly plants seeds of doubt about the authenticity of Fleck's story. Is it real or just a figment of his imagination while he's in Arkham Asylum? The entire narrative might be a dark joke formed by a man lost in his chaotic thoughts. This ambiguity opens up fascinating alternate paths the story could have taken. For instance, what if Arthur Fleck isn't the Joker we all know from the Batman universe? The movie shows Fleck inspiring a riot in Gotham, but it's possible he wasn't the one who ultimately became Batman's archenemy. A more convincing theory suggests that the actual Joker is one of Fleck's admirers, the masked thug who murdered Bruce Wayne's parents. This twist would not only solve the age gap between Fleck and Bruce, who appears as a mere child in the film, but also ties back to the iconic tale of Batman and the Joker, where destiny and tragedy intertwine to create eternal adversaries. Speaking about adversaries, we know Joker's number one enemy is Batman. That wouldn't have been if it was a different storyline. The end before it even began. Imagine this twist in the Joker's tale where he not only triggers the chaos of Gotham, but also irrevocably alters the Batman saga as we know it. The Joker himself steps into the chilling role of the murderer, not just any henchman. He confronts Thomas and Martha Wayne, and in a shocking turn reminiscent of Jack Nicholson's portrayal in 1989's Batman, he pulls the trigger himself. The scene doesn't end there. With young Bruce Wayne left orphaned, sobbing, and destined for a life of vengeance, the Joker does something unthinkable. Instead of walking away, he casually turns back and shoots the young Wayne. Yes, you heard that right. With that single act, he snuffs out the future of Batman, ending their fated rivalry before it could even begin. This startling narrative twist shocks the audience, giving a stark departure from the familiar origins of Batman. No longer is it a tale of inevitable battles between the caped crusader and the clown prince of crime. Instead, it's a narrative where their conflict is cut short, leaving Gotham without its future Dark Knight. Such a storyline would have preserved the film's ambiguity and intensified the shock for viewers as they left the theater. This version firmly establishes that we're witnessing a very different story that challenges everything we thought we knew about Batman, Gotham's hero. Fans are not left out in the show, as some of them have speculated alternate realities that we could have seen based on the old Joker comics. One possible storyline we could have seen? A Sane Joker. What if Gotham's most notorious villain was a perfectly sane mastermind, playing everyone to his tune? That would have changed everything. This could have happened in an alternate narrative that explores the possibility of the Joker faking his madness to manipulate those around him and escape the total weight of the law. In this different storyline, the psychiatrists at Arkham Asylum discover that the Joker isn't mentally ill, but a criminal genius instead. They suggest that his supposed insanity is a strategic act, a calculated performance designed to keep him out of prison and in the relatively less secure confines of the asylum, where he can continue to plot his escapades. This narrative also nudges us to think about real-life cases where criminals have claimed insanity, prompting debates on the authenticity of such defenses. By the story's end, we'd be left questioning everything we thought we knew about the Joker as the line between madness and calculated intellect blurs into ambiguity. This twist not only deepens the mystery of the character, but also enriches the entire lore surrounding him, making us wonder what goes on in the mind of Gotham's mystery persona. Can the Joker stop the jokes? Jokes. That's what this next ending suggested by fans could have been about. There was a twist in the storyline where we could have just seen an ordinary ex-engineer and a struggling stand-up comedian. Facing desperate times, he decides to support his family by committing a robbery at Ace Chemicals. To disguise himself, he wears the Red Hood costume. However, when Batman appears on the scene, things go wrong, leading to a frantic chase. In his panic, the man in the Red Hood falls into a vat of chemicals. This accident leaves him disfigured and transforms him into the Joker, but his misfortunes don't end there. On the same day, he learns his family has perished in a fire, deepening his descent into madness. Couldn't have gotten worse than that, right? The core message of this alternate storyline, as the fan suggested, is the profound impact of one bad day, suggesting that such a day could turn anyone, even the most ordinary individual, into a villain. This origin story for the Joker paints a portrait of his transformation and invites viewers to ponder the fragility of the human mind under extreme stress. Let's not also forget that we could have seen a storyline about lovers and madmen. Culled from the comic series Batman Confidential, we saw a scenario where the Joker is initially a career criminal, unremarkably wicked until he crosses paths with Batman. That's just what we could have seen in the movie. This encounter marks a turning point, sparking a bizarre obsession within him. Since then, the Joker has started committing crimes to capture the Caped Crusader's attention. His schemes become increasingly personal as he targets individuals close to Bruce Wayne. This tactic enrages a relatively young and emotional Batman, pushing him to act out of fury rather than calculation. During one of their intense confrontations, Batman hurls a batarang at the Joker in a moment of unbridled anger. The weapon misses its intended target and slashes the Joker's face instead, leaving him with a weird and scary smile. This injury not only disfigures him, but also pushes him deeper into madness. This origin story for the Joker illustrates a chilling notion. Batman unknowingly created his greatest enemy. It is a stark reminder of the unintended consequences superheroes face when they allow their emotions to override their judgment. We also have one for you. An alternate ending people have never really considered. A story that changes the Joker persona from a villain into Gotham's Anti-Hero. Joker doesn't have to be a villain all the time. Rather than going deeper into madness, the Joker channels his newfound influence over the riotous crowds into the role of a vigilante leader. Driven to cleanse Gotham of its grand corruption, he uses his peculiar charisma to mobilize the city's underclass. In this narrative, Joker doesn't confront Thomas Wayne with violence, but chooses a more powerful weapon: the truth. He exposes Wayne's corrupt dealings and unravels the lies and deceit that protect Gotham's elite. This revelation sparks a massive public backlash against the city's influential figures, turning the citizens against their once trusted leaders. As this anti-hero, Joker embodies a complex mix of chaos and justice. Though unconventional and morally strange, his actions force the city to confront its failings. Instead of becoming a symbol of fear, clear. He becomes a symbol of rebellion against corruption, leading a movement aimed at genuine change. Which of these storylines would you have preferred to see? Let us know in the comment sections below.